We're Kim and Al. We have been planning our escape from a fast-paced corporate life since we met 10 years ago. Freedom 45. This year, we finally pulled the ripcord. We quit our jobs, sold our home in the city, bought a property in the sticks, and are building an off-grid home ourselves. We're excited to share our experience as we create our new life on the North River.
wake up early with a sigh.
Hi guys, so we just wanted to update you on our week. We had a really successful week. We're pretty pumped. After all of this waiting, we got a lot done this week. We started with the concrete pour, which I was actually pretty nervous about. Just wasn't sure if we could get it all spread just ourselves. We knew that the guy that was going to be coming here, Mike from Lafarge, to help us was going to help us and teach us how to use the stuff that we rented to spread it, but I still was just nervous that it was going to dry too fast, or I don't even know.
In summary, concrete is not something you ought to just wing. It's daunting for sure.
Yeah.
But we did all right. We did a little bit of research, and we rented a Power Screed, a big long L-shaped bar that you use to smooth out the concrete. It vibrates it. It's got a motor on it, and it lets the gravel sink down so that you have a nice layer of, like, cream they call it, or paste, the cement at the top, and you use that to kind of pull the concrete in from the edges down to the drain and level it out nice. And I would say, given that we had a last-minute ringer, just a guy a little bit younger, and it turns out some folks that I grew up with. He came out because he was on the job that was next after ours, and he had just called the fellow that was bringing the concrete for us, and he just asked him, hey, well, since you're not doing anything right now until I get there, why don't you come over and give us a hand? And showed up with his truck and a couple of German Shepherds, and got right in the mud with us with some boots, and it was great. It was like a lot of help, and we were pretty grateful. So.
Yeah, so Henry does those jobs on the side, so he actually had some experience with spreading concrete, and it was helpful for us.
15 different jobs, he said, including like a 30,000 square foot showroom. So he's like a millwright by trade, but like a lot of people up here, he's got like side gigs to just keep you busy and make extra money.
Yeah, so that was really successful. We were really pleased with the way that the concrete turned out, and just that, that happened at the very beginning of the week, and so we were able to start putting up the walls. The weather was really great for us this week. We were pretty pleased with how much we got done.
Yeah, all things considered, we got pounded by a little bit of rain, but we, like Kim mentions, like behind us you see one wall, so we've got the entire back wall up and the north-facing wall. So the two simple walls that don't have any windows, and they're 12 feet, as we mentioned before, and it was crazy because you look at it on the ground, and it's a tall wall for sure, but once we lifted them up into place, like, holy smokes. And even the farmer across the way, Peter, who came to visit us, he thought they were 16 foot. He's like, are those 16s? Right?
We actually got out a measuring tape and measured them ourselves, because
like,
we thought they were 16
second guessed. I'm like, somehow did I grab nothing but 16-foot lumber from Home Depot, like 50 pieces of 16-foot lumber, and didn't realize. Having these walls up in place, and they're a little intimidating. I'm not, like, again, I've mentioned before, I'm not a huge fan of heights, but we've braced them along the sides. Since the two are towed in together, we're good. And then we have one more wall that we want to put up on the south side, so that we have 3 walls in place. And then we're going to erect the one in the front with the other triple beam. You can't see it from here, but there's a triple beam, or a triple stud, sorry, that we put in to support the center beam. So once we have that in place, then we're going to jerry-rig kind of a framing system, like using some lumber temporarily screwed into the walls to hold the center post, the jack post, up in the middle, and then we'll build our beam along the top in pieces, because there's no way that we're going to erect a 3 2x12 thick beam 24 feet long up into the air onto a 12-foot wall, me and Kim.
Yeah, we've been talking
clever.
a lot about safety measures and figuring out how we're going to manage that on our own.
Safety, like, at least 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, so, well, no. But so we are really pleased. And then after that, on the weekend, we had some friends come and stay, and those are the first overnight guests that we've had.
Yep.
And so we were able to connect them to the solar grid and have both of us on. So that's the first time that we've actually been able to test that out, and that actually worked really well. We were really pleased with.
Yep, helped them make some toast and breakfast and stuff, and charged up all their goodies.
Yeah,
that was a fun time. It was a great visit, and we were really fortunate because it was supposed to rain all weekend, and we got a reprieval from it on the Friday night, so we were able to have a nice little fire, and it's been unusually warm. It still is. It's like about 18 degrees and very humid today. Mm-hmm. So that's great that we got that going for us. And so we had a little campfire, went out for dinner, and spent some time together. And now we're back at her.
Yeah,
got to get her done.
Really nice though. Nice to have Doug's extra help. Thank you again, Doug. That was a little precarious, that one. So that was
we had
really
one
nice.
wall that we had to lift up over the plumbing. So I cut it down as close as I could without making sure that I'm leaving something to couple onto when I attach the fixtures and stuff. But with Doug's help, we were able to kind of hoist it up and over and into place, and we're good to go. Yeah.
Very, very good. So now, this week we're going to be starting on the next 2 walls, obviously. We had to order some windows and doors for those, and we are, we had to make a plan. We had to get more lumber. So it looks like we've got good weather this week, at least for the first part of this week. So we're hoping that we can get her done. And
yeah, 4 days of running sun. So we'll get up the north wall, the east wall, and with some luck we'll have the center beam up. And for gravy, I don't know if we'll get that far. It's being a little ambitious, but it'd be great if we could start putting up the rafters, like the joists for the ceiling.
yeah,
But we'll see how it goes.
yeah. So
I only consider you scum compared to Krusty. Yeah, you see how you scum.